What's up, man? My name's Jose Espinoza. Everybody calls me Joe. Everybody calls me Big Joe. You can call me whatever you want. But yeah, we got Contineros right here. We're gonna talk a little bit about this truck and how this changed everything. It changed my whole life forever. Um, when I bought this truck, I used to have a 9 to 5. I was never a real trucker. I never was a trucker. What I did was I was working in the oil fields, working on rigs. I was working in really any job that would take me, really, because not too many people like hiring felons, and then I used to be all tattooed up, so that didn't work on my favor either. So now, with this bad boy right here, international, everybody hates them. I love them. They always got a place in my heart. These things. Uh, from this one truck, right now we have a total of 21 trucks from this bad boy right here. What started something bigger, changes everybody's life, changing my life and my family's life for pretty much ever. I hope, that's a plan to stay in the game for a while. But yeah, this is what started off for me, working in the oil fields, got into trucking. And little by little, work my way through flatbedding, dry vans. Reefer was the only thing that I said no to, man. I did reefer once. And when I did reefer, I sat in Salinas. I forgot exactly even the place that I was at, but it was for like 2-3 hours. Man, I was like, no, this is not gonna work for me. So from flatbedding to dry vans to even hauling hot oil. We did hot oil for a while, but we ended up jumping onto containers during the pandemic. During the pandemic, somebody called one day, said, "Hey man, can you help me?" And I think it was JB Hunt. Don't quote me on that, but they called and I took advantage of I said, "Yeah man, what do you guys need?" And they said they had a day rate, and I heard the day rate, man, and I was like, "Oh wow, what?" I said, "This is fake. This ain't real." I showed up in my pickup, my regular pickup, to Long Beach. They had a little yard. They docked everything at it. And I pulled up, and the guy was standing there, and there was a bunch of trucks. And I was like, oh, this is real. So at the time, I only had probably 3 trucks or 4 trucks. And I said, bring them. I dropped everything I was doing, got into it. And then from there, started to change everything. I had no idea even what it was to get into the port. I didn't know what a concession stand was. I remember when they told me an RFID tag, just to let you know how much I didn't know, when they told me you need an RFID tag, I thought it was a CB radio. That's what I thought an RFID tag was, a CB radio. I was like, no way. So I get out. I remember I Googled it, RFID, and then I seen it, and I was like, what in the world is this? How do I get it? And I called that note because there was it led me to a website, which was a Long Beach, hotline website, and I called and the lady's like, no, sir, an RFID tag is, and what it is, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, let me have one of those. The lady starts laughing. She goes, well, we need a little bit more than that, and so I pulled up into her office and she gave me the concession stand agreement. She emailed me actually, but I took it back to her and I was like, well, what do I need? What is this? How do I fill it out? And we filled it out. And I remember she told me, yeah, this and that. And I remember the next day after I filled it out, I thought I was good to go. I literally go drive, because the first time we went in there, I just drove in with nothing. No RFID tag, no TWIC card. I mean, nothing. I just drove in there. And then I get onto the pedestal. Oh, I remember I was trying to turn to TTI. I turned to TTI. The security guard goes like that. And then he looks at me like this with his hands, like telling me, where's your TWIC card? And I raised my hand. I went back to him like this. Like, what's that? Yeah, I was like, what's that? Like, what do you want, dude? What? He goes, your TWIC card, dude. And I was like, TWIC card? What's that? He goes, dude, get out. He goes like that, turn around right here. And I was like, no, but I was like, well, hold on. What's that? What is that? He goes, your TWIC card. I go, Google, TW, how do you spell it? TWIC. Oh, cool, TWIC. I drive back out. Dude, I'm like sitting there panicking, and I come, and it happened to be that my brother and my brother-in-law both already had them. So they tell me, yeah, you got to apply here, you got to apply there. So whatever, at least they were able to get that far. And then from there, right, they told me the RFID tag, and I just got, that's exactly how I got into the ports. Nobody ever told me anything about them. Nobody showed me what's a 40-foot container, what's a 20-foot container, what's a 20-foot chassis or a 40-foot chassis. I didn't, no idea. I was just seeing them drive out, looking at them. And literally, I was the type of guy that would stop the truck. Hey, what is this? He goes, what's what? He goes, well, like this part that you have in the back. He goes, the container? And I was like, yeah, what is that? He goes, the container.